Okay, my name is Georges Hajj. I'm a fresh graduate architecture student. Okay. My name is Georges Hajj. I'm a freshly graduated architect from ISAC, and I will be pursuing next year a master's in urbanism. Okay, my personal engagement with 2019 protests is that I was an attendant to these protests, especially in the area between Zoo and Ghazir, which was the region which is closer to my house. I remember that the night that the protests broke out, I was actually at a friend's house and I got stuck at his house. And I had the chance to experience the protests by going on foot. I remember going on foot at night at the highway in Ghazir, where the highway was blocked. I think this moment is of importance to me because it was the first time I had the opportunity in Lebanon to experience a general sentiment of discontent with the policies. It was the first move that saw a lot of participation from the local population. We were not used to this kind of protests in Lebanon without a political background. For me, the historical context of the protest, I think the protests happened at a time with real economic hardship in Lebanon. I don't think it's like the popular belief that the protests led to the economic hardship. I think it started. The economic situation started way back with the Syrian crisis, the different crises in the Middle East, which led to the current financial and economical situation. I think the protest was a reaction to this economic situation and to the setback in the quality of life that the Lebanese have been used to. For me, the protests led to the appropriation of different spaces that weren't necessarily public spaces, weren't spaces that we used to go to, that they were spaces that were forgotten. From my personal experience, I had the chance to experience the highway, which especially in June, the highway is always congested, there's always traffic, there's always big malls and shopping centers. We didn't really feel, we kind of forgot that this place belonged to our city, the city of June. I remember when I walked on the highway, no, I drove every day. I drive on the highway, but when I walked on the highway, I kind of discovered a new place in my city. And I think it's important because before the 2019 protests, all the protests in Lebanon, they were held in Beirut. There was this confinement to political life, and all the protests in Beirut, in the place of martyrs, Sahat Shuhada. I think the protests gave the Lebanese people the chance to revolt in their own area, to block the highway, to limit the access to their own space, to their own region, to in a way convey this feeling of discontent with the government and the corruption. It's a way of decentralization of the political life from Beirut.